What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Dropcast Episode 3, the podcast where we talk about really super dorky things that we're all into. I'm Claudio, your host, and I'm here with the one, the only, the legend, wait for it, Lorand. Chapter Master Lorand. What's up, dude?
Chapter Master. Wow, I got promoted. Hey, guys. Welcome. I'm Lorand. You can call me Lolo. You probably go, what's the handle I go on online? And,
well, dude,
let's get started. Let's get into it because we babbled a lot before this podcast.
So probably already 40 minutes in, and we just hit the record button. We went on a long tangent about stocks and stuff. It was awesome. It was great. It's probably something for a future podcast. So, dude, thank you for showing up, and thanks for joining, and thanks for coming out onto the drop today. So,
no problem. Dude, it was a pleasure.
Let's get to it. As always, what did you do before the drop?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, so that 2 weeks have passed, right? So, Space Marines, I think I finished it yesterday. Finally finished the cast. No one was there, so it's fine. But I mean, you know what? It was good because, man, that end of that game is, like you said, you're trying to play it. The end of that game is a fucking slog. It is.
Did you finish
it? Shows
it?
its age.
You finished it?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I was
last night. Yeah.
So you know what? I was telling Melanie earlier. I was so pissed off at myself today.
Why?
Because I told myself, because I knew you were like on our notes. You said you might be finishing it, and I was so pissed because I'm like, I wanted to finish watching the game, and then we'll get to this after, but like I was modeling yesterday and watching the Las Vegas Open tournament. And I'm thinking, like, I wonder why Lorand's not replying to the pictures I'm sending him. And then this morning, it just hit me. I'm like, oh my God, he fucking...
No, it's all good. It's all good.
He finished his game.
Honestly, I'm sure, I'm telling you right now, the Open was probably 10 times better than watching me die over and over again to fusion beams and just... the game just... Once you... What happens... So... Do you want well, first off, spoilers, because I guess the 20-year-old game if you want to play it. What happens halfway through the game is a shift. There's like a huge shift in it because it starts with you playing the orcs, right? But then after there's a point where the orcs are just gone, like the orcs get wiped out or whatever. Something happens to the orcs, and the only people that are left are you fight chaos, and chaos is just, which is so bad because you think that it would fix it and they just didn't do it well. The beginning of the game is all about getting into the horde, and you basically try to kill and execute people while you're killing everybody to keep you in the fight. It just doesn't work later on. Like you just get if you try to do an execution, 15 chaos guardsmen just blow you away. So yeah, I mean that was a big thing. So I finished the game, and the ending is really cool. I kind of so if you guys want to see the ending, but even the ending is like it's such a product of its time. You know those old games where the bosses weren't really bosses; they're just like, here's 2 waves of dudes you have to fight, and then it's a quick time event. And that's literally how you kill the last boss. But the last boss is fucking amazing. Like you need to see him. He looks like the Chaos Lord that you fight, like the way he looks, his design, so good. That's the one thing about the game though. Love it, hate it, design. You could tell that the guys that were working on these 40K games really love the material. Mm-hmm. Like I don't know. I give them all the props because you can tell, like, for all the faults and the problems with it, there's love in the game, there's passion in the game, right?
Yeah. It's been a while since I played it and beat it. Like I know about the Chaos Space Marines are in it at the end of the game, but I totally can't remember.
So you don't remember what happens? So
I don't.
Do you care if I
oh,
spoil
dude,
for you?
Ruin away. I mean, I've played it, so it's cool. I'm still gonna play it again.
Okay, so the reason I wanna say it because that actually so you know how I had those skins I put on the mods and stuff, right? And a lot of them are gone now, so it's kind of sad because I couldn't find an Imperial Fist one. Sorry, because there's all these different skins. You do whatever you want in the game itself, but to get it to the first single player game, you have to mod it for people who didn't hear me complaining about it before. And a lot of those mods and files are hard to find now. They're all in like these they're all like in these sketchy repositories where used to be, and now they're all gone. Repositories and they're all gone now. Anyway. The thing is, while I was looking for it, I found out what they were going to do for the future game. And I got so mad. So the game ends. And that's the thing that's cool, too, is that even with all the little faults, the story is very 40K. So the game ends with your main character surviving. You probably remember that. I think I told where they keeps getting hit by the warp energy and he survives it and he's resisting it. So of course, because it's 40K and everybody's a fucking douchebag, your subordinate turns on you and basically calls the Inquisition and tells you that he's been corrupted by chaos. He's touched by chaos and he's corrupted and he shouldn't be trusted. So the Inquisition comes up to you and goes, "You have to submit to me." So basically, an Inquisition shows up to Titus and goes, "You submit to me, or I will be forced to basically take the Ultramarines and declare them as a heretic." So basically, which happened before, which I can nerd out later about, because for example, people who know the Celestial Lions, you know Celestial Lions?
No.
Okay,
I
so
don't.
you'd like them. Celestial Lions are, for people who don't know them, just basically they're the guys are all gold with blue shoulder pads. You know what? I'll send you a picture. There's a picture that I also had on my phone that you liked. It's with the chaplain and there's another Marine on his back and they're getting rushed by orcs from all sides. It's a really nice picture. I'll send the picture to you and you can post it for everybody. That's a Celestial Lion. The guy who's the Marine that's in the back, he's like reloading his magazine. He's all gold and blue. Yeah, anyway, so they get, the thing about them is they're like the super good boys. By the way, also Imperial Fist, 600 chapter, because they're awesome. And so they're like the super Boy Scouts, and they get I think it's called excommunicatum or something. Some fucking fancy.
Excommunicatum or
whatever. Basically, the Inquisition goes, "We don't like what you're doing. You spoke up against us. We declared you as heretics. And now you're getting hunted down." And literally, the reason they did that was because
John Wick.
Pardon?
That's what happened to John Wick.
Oh yeah. So because you're not doing what you're told. And yeah, so in that one, because they stood up and they don't want to. They basically protected a world where they were ordered to like destroy the planet, and they're like, "No, we're not letting you do that." And because of that, because they stood up against Inquisition's like, "Yeah, you guys are all fucked." So basically, there's a lot of stories about them getting literally hunted down to the last man. So basically, that's what the guy threatened the Ultramarines with, which is kind of crazy because Ultramarines is like one of the biggest chapters, which is also crazy. Sorry, I'm getting really, really spazzy now because because Gilliman's back, right? So Gilliman would be like, excuse me, Inquisition, you're gonna do what to my chapter? No, because Gilliman doesn't like he doesn't like what the fuck's going on with the Imperium anyways. But anyway, this is a way the story of this game is way before that time. Anyway, so you give in and he submits. He's like, fuck, I can't do because even like the lieutenant lady that was like there helping you the whole time with the guardsmen, like she's like, don't give in. He's like, you don't understand. Like they will destroy all of you. Like the Inquisition will like have no mercy. Mm-hmm. So he submits and basically tells his subordinate off, right? He's like, the codex this, codex that, but you fucking failed. Like, and the thing that's crazy about that too is I'm like, it's a brotherhood. So in a weird way, if they find out that they just turned on a very, very, and he like from the sound of it, he's a very like noted captain. I'm like, are you gonna be like kind of like shunned now? Like there's all these stories in my head. It's like all the Horus Heresy books I read, what could happen. So I thought that was really cool. Anyways, I'm really going off on a tangent. The point I'm trying to make here is the second Space Marine books, the games, sorry, because I found a rumor where because the game was canceled, all the plans were kind of slowly leaked out. They were going to make it Death Watch. So after that, there was going to be Titus basically fighting for the Inquisition. Which and the reason I was very excited about that, people know Death Watch. It's kind of like Death Watch is a spec ops, so you could take a character from there and put him anywhere. Fight Eldar, fight Tau, do whatever. Go to Imperial Planet, investigate things. So the whole idea of basically they're just the Inquisition's wet team, right? Mm-hmm. They're like, yeah, we need a little problem to be taken care of strategically. Just send 5 Death Watch Marines and wipe them all out, which would be cool because anyways, it would open the game up story wise so much. Even those kind of games don't exist anymore, so it'll never happen. But I was so heartbroken.
Death Watch only goes after heretics, right? That's their shtick. That's what they do.
No, actually, it's kind of weird. The Death Watch, it kind of opened them up now. Death Watch originally is part of the Xenos.
Oh yeah,
the Xenos. Yeah. What's it called? The Inquisition branch, right? Because the Xenos, Ordo Xenos, Hereticus, and and what's the last one? Dominant, the demon one. I don't know why I can't think of it right now. Damn it! I'm looking out to the side to see if anything will capture, but I don't remember now. Why can't I remember what it was called?
I thought the demons were also
Hereticus?
Xenos, but
No.
I'm
Because
probably
Xenos is
wrong.
alien, and Hereticus.
Okay.
Because it goes in the old books at least. It's the Grey Hunter. Sorry, the Grey Hunters, the Grey Knights, which is the Silvermanes. They fight demons, right?
Okay.
Their main thing is they fight demons. Then there's the the Sisterhood, which is part of the priesthood, and they fight heretics. So they're more.
Yes, yeah.
So demons are so the Grey Knights are fighting like the supernatural outside in the realm of the chaos realm. Then the heretics are the hereticus is the one that kind of supposedly hunt people within the Imperium. So I think go after like people that are traitors, so called, right? What do you want to call it? And witches mainly, so psychers. And Xenos are supposed to be like they fight orcs, whatever. But it doesn't really matter. Of course, they go back all the place. It's part of the branch.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, even in I don't know if you read Eisenhorn, like they're just kind of the Death Watch are just more like an arm of the Inquisition there, because they're there as counselors, like the what do they call it, the Master of the Watch, like the guys who are usually in charge of the distribution of that Death Watch force. Anyway,
yeah.
Sorry, I'm ranting on here. Finished the game, found out what it was supposed to be. Jesus, I'm so sorry.
No,
anyway,
good.
I'm really excited. I'm really excited about it. Anyway, but we're excited and sad about it because just like it ends and you're like, this could have been so much, but what have you, right?
Yeah.
And then we got Dawn of War, and then we got Dawn of War 3. And then that was kind of the final nail in the coffin. One game destroyed all the hype, all the motivation, all the momentum for 40K from Relic, because all the games they made were really good toward the end there, right?
Do you mean like Dawn of War ruined Space Marine, like that?
No,
the Relic game.
Wait, well, no. What happened was, Relic went out of business. They became Relic North.
Okay.
Whatever. It's still on the same.
Is Dawn of War Relic?
It was, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right, because the thing that was interesting was that after Dawn of War success, GW was like, yeah, fuck, use the license more, and they started. That's why they made Dawn of War 2, and then they went under. I don't even know what brought the company under. I think it was bad man. I don't even remember. It doesn't matter. Companies were going under at that age when they were going under. And then whatever. So we lost. And then when the license got transferred, the new whatever company was, like, I think it's like I said, Relic Nordic Relic or whatever. I don't know why I don't remember the name of it. They made Dawn of War 3, which it was trash. Like I don't know. It was a bad game. I feel like, pardon? You have it?
I own it. I own all of them.
Well, I think I own it too. Well, because it went down. I think after the first 3 months, it went down to like $13. I bought it.
Yeah.
Actually, the first time I bought it, I'm like, fuck it, I'll try. I bought it. I literally. Anyway, I don't remember because I think maybe I made the beta, and I'm like, this is trash. Like it's not even close to what I want it to be. Anyway, so
I mean, like, okay, so I have them all. I mean, I buy all GW games because. Well, we were talking earlier why stocks are going so high. Well, there's people like me that love GW and just buy games and not play them.
Keep buying.
That's me.
Yep.
So I have all these games and I play them for an hour and then I call it quits because I have models to paint. Damn, man, I still want to play Dawn of War. Like I have it installed. It's one of the franchises like Total War, Dawn of War. Those are the games I really want to play because I like the single player. I want to play the single player experience for Dawn of War.
I was just say you love the single. The single player is great. Like it's actually like if you like it, it's more like almost like
can
Diablo,
you be Space Wolves?
Squads.
I mean, I haven't looked into it.
No. You have to be Raven. No, Raven Guard. No, Blood Ravens. Okay. The specific chapter they made up for the game for the Dawn of War games.
Okay. Oh, is it always Blood Raven?
Yeah, they were always Blood Raven.
God damn it! Now I want to play it.
Well, the second one. Sorry, the
next
second
podcast, I'm going to be talking about Dawn of War. Sweet. Believe me. I'm 15 years late, but whatever.
Whatever, man.
Better late than never.
The single player is fine. Anyway, so I mean, and then the last thing I did was, which we'll have probably next to me or something like here or whatever, or up there, or down there.
I'll post a photo of what he's about to mention.
Yeah, so I finally got Dorn done. I finished him. It was one of those.
Rogel Dorn. It's a character. Who's Rogel Dorn? Give us the brief synopsis.
Oh, you need to follow them. If you don't know Rogel Dorn, you're not worthy to know any background information of him. He's that great. He's basically the Imperial Fist Primarch. So I got. He's kind of a douche. He's a Primarch that he's not a fun Primarch. So I finally paid it up because I got the Forge World from like 2 years ago. My buddy Mike got me, I think, one of the Christmas, because I got him Morty, which we talk about later. That was in foresight. That was a big mistake. But yeah, he got me the Forge World version of Dorn, and so I got him done. I also have that lieutenant, like, converted from one of the the banner, the
ancient,
the ancient, with the banner ancient, which I don't really like, but I really like the way his pose is.
Oh yeah.
So I took the banner off. I gave him a spear.
Oh, it's so sick. I love that model.
So, I mean,
he came over and showed it to me because he played with it, and I like insta fell in love with it. Just the menacing, like, massive bladed staff, like a spear. It's so sick. Anyway, you'll see a photo of it.
Yeah, I mean, and
it's not done, because I mean, Lorand has a problem with finishing models.
Well, no, this one's finally done. Like, I because the thing I was gonna say.
Yo, is he based?
I have to.
Is he based?
Yes, he is.
Oh.
That's why I don't have him 100% here right now. I have to finish that up. But he's like, it's already based and base coded. I'm gonna have to apply the grass.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also converted, which I probably won't have pictures of, but maybe I'll see it. I also made one of my lieutenants that has the special auto bolter. And I saw the conversion I showed you. Like a quick, it was literally actually an old lieutenant that I kind of tore apart and then refixed him up. So,
yeah, he when he showed me a photo of it, he's like, "This is my Super Bowl lieutenant," and it's just like him holding a bolter gun, like as if it was a football.
Yeah, football. Yeah, like under his. It looks really. I mean, people know that. I think people, when they see him, though, like, because it was inspired by one of the, I don't know, Pete the Wargamer or Pete the Modeler or something.
Yeah,
the British. He does like really. Yeah, he does really cool little. I recommend him if you just want like inspiration, because the videos are very short and very like, here, these are the bits I used to make this guy, and you're like, oh, that's really cool. And I already like took idea, because they're so simple that you take little ideas and you apply them to any one of your Marines to make them look cool, right? So and so I really like his. I liked his channel when I used to watch it a lot. That's it. And then that was my big thing. And yeah, I don't really have anything else hobby wise where I do the drop, because of course, life and work and being stuck at home, so there's not like too much I could do.
Yeah.
But yeah, so hopefully, I'll have those pictures up. And,
sick, man. Well, I can't wait to actually play against them and just destroy and slaughter them. Maybe not Dorn. I mean, you know what? Well, I mean, you'll never feel Dorn unless we play. He's in not 9.
No, he's not. I mean, the only thing I was thinking of doing with him is just taking the model and just using him as I don't know, just say he's like one of the Gravis guys.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
just give him, make him a chapter master, and then give him the armor that gives him +1 toughness. So he becomes. Yeah. I can make him 8 wounds, toughness
6.
Right? So like, whatever. Yeah. That's kind of like, you can say dirty, okay, man. And then and make his sword, and just say his sword is like the Emperor's blade or burning blade or something. It's fine.
So what did I do before the drop? What did I do, dude? Not so much modeling over the last 2 weeks. Watched a bunch of movies, a lot of reruns of movies that I've already seen, but one movie that I haven't seen came out in 2017, The Foreigner, starring Jackie Chan.
Oh yeah,
and Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, that movie's wicked,
dude. Holy. I was, you know what? Like, I want to say it's one of Jackie's best movies, and not because of his martial arts.
Really best?
You know why? Because like the emotional experience that he goes through and that I felt for him, for that character, like it hit me every time you see him broken down and sad. Like it hits you. And that on some level, maybe as I get older, I'm not so like, I'm more emotionally attached to characters opposed to like, oh my God, he could kick ass, like, and it was actually really nice to see him do a little bit of martial arts. He did actually do like a lot of stuff, still did his own stunts, which is great. And then he was also, he's what is it? Like, Special Forces. And he's like a bomb guy. He's a bomb expert and he makes bombs. And then he does a little bit of fighting, a little bit of espionage. And it was actually a role I've never seen Jackie actually do. So it was cool to get a little bit of the martial arts and a little bit of fresh, like, okay, now he's making bombs, and then the emotional ride that you're on with him throughout the entire movie. And I think that's why it's one of my favorite Jackie movies. It has to be. Like, I haven't felt this way for Jackie Chan movie ever.
Really? Better than Rumble in the Bronx?
I mean, dude. I mean, you're comparing like
I guess so.
it apples and oranges. Like he was that's when he was in his prime. And let's be honest, like his acting and the emotional connection wasn't there. The awesomeness and the
Well,
spectacle
yeah.
of the action. Of course, that's one of the best martial art movies that I have ever seen. One of my favorite Jackie movies. Yeah, but as a film together, like
As a whole unit,
as a
yeah,
whole
it's
movie, I think The Foreigner is one of my favorite. I loved it.
high praise. Yeah.
Yeah, I would watch it again, and like I want my dad to watch it because I think if he hasn't, I wish because it's insane.
Yeah, it's
And
quite
he
an
would love
exciting
that
movie. Yeah, I told my dad to watch it. He liked it a lot.
Yeah. Oh, and then like let's not forget Pierce Brosnan was awesome
Yeah.
in that movie too. He played as an Irishman and not the English James Bond, but you quickly get over that, and it was awesome.
Yeah. Well, it's good to say. Yeah, it's good to see him still work. I know he's
Yeah.
actually wrong to say because he actually had a lot of work. November Man and is it November Man? There's a bunch of movies he was in actually during that time.
And it was just cool to see him and Jackie, like just two pairings I never would have expected to see in a movie, and it was cool. He played a great. I mean, he was a villain, but he wasn't really a villain. I guess in the long run he did bad things, but like the whole movie, I'm like, is he a bad guy? Yeah, he is a bad guy. Is he a bad guy though? He's trying to change, but he did the wrong thing. But anyway, great movie. That being said, I did go on that was on whatever Amazon or Netflix, and then I was going through Netflix, and for movies related to The Foreigner, of course, 36 Chamber of Shaolin. Dude, I haven't watched it since I was with you in 2009. When we were remember we worked at the restaurant, bartender, she's like, have you seen this movie? And we were like,
yeah, she came over and
actually she did, and we watched it together. And it was all that was the last time we watched it.
She came over for like two. It was, what was the other one? Was it because it was what was this one called?
36 Chamber of Shaolin.
36.
Yeah,
I think because remember we watched a couple because we showed her one and she showed us this one. Was it the Venom? We were watching so many of those wicked like 70s and 60s. I think it was the 70s and 80s martial art moves. Yeah.
And
we're like dancing. It was really well done.
Dude, they're like everything really makes a sound effect, whatever they do. But you know what? That movie, like I said, I haven't watched it in over 10 years. The acting, not the best, but dude, the choreography, as like cheesy as it is, like the camera work, the choreo, like I love that whole Eastern martial arts style where they show the full figure and everything that they're doing, whereas like the West American cinema is all like close-ups, action, cutting. Not in that movie. It's like the whole time I was watching the fight scenes, I'm like, oh my god, oh that's so sick. What? Like I was just reacting to everything because they're using their entire body.
Even though it's something from that long ago.
Yeah. Like 1975, 1978, like.
Okay, so it was 70s,
yeah, it was a long time ago, and and then
no CGI there.
I forgot that the main character in that movie is like the guru, or like the sensei in Kill Bill. Remember that guy? That's the same dude in 36 Chamber of Shaolin.
Yeah, he's based on. I think he's based on. Yeah, well, because Tarantino bases most of those funky characters off of like actual characters.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's the same character, to be honest. But what
it could be. Well, do you remember what his name was?
No, I can't remember his name.
It's something Poe. I think it's. I can't remember. Yeah, we have to
look it up. You're generic.
Well, no, it's one of those. It's one of those names that probably now it isn't, but. Yeah, well, nowadays they probably turned it into. It's like a trope now, right?
Yeah, so I watched that.
It's the guy with the long hair, right?
Yeah, but I think he had the goatee, or maybe I don't know. Yeah, but lots of characters are based off of him. Like Master Splinter in the new Ninja Turtle cartoon is basically based off that guy, only chunkier. Anyway, off topic. So I watched those movies, and there was a few other movies I watched before the drop. But those two movies, and those movies included basically Marvel. WandaVision, holy hell! I forgot. Like we weren't gonna. I didn't want to mention this, but I'm not gonna spoil it. WandaVision is awesome. If you are into the
really?
MCU, WandaVision, it like takes a complete 180 from the MCU, and now they're slowly kind of piecing it together. I don't want to say anything more, but damn, man, like it's some good cinema that we're seeing in that show every Friday. WandaVision. If you have you watched it yet?
No, well, you don't mean the MCU. So I've heard the thing I'm interested in. I want to watch it because I've heard that every episode is done in a different time for like those shows, like those like family good old. So I want
like
to
the
see
first
it that way. I want to see
episode
if I get
takes
into
place
it.
in the 50s, and then second episode 60s, 70s,
60s,
and now
which
it
is
looks like
cool, and the
re-entered
fact that they're
80s.
doing it.
Okay, but
cool.
there's so
I think
much
it's a
more.
mini series, right? It's a mini series. Like it's a limited release. It's not gonna be an ongoing thing.
It's gonna be a limited run. They're doing it weekly, every Friday. So it's awesome. I love the once a week thing, man. They're doing the Mandalorian deal, and I love it. Like, because now we're talking about it for another week. I have a week to like go online and watch YouTube videos about like breakdowns of WandaVision episode whatever. Like, I love that kind of stuff. Like I did with Mando, like Easter eggs. Oh, so many. Anyway, that's WandaVision. Check it, dude. You have to watch. At least watch the first.
No.
Like
I said, I probably will. I probably will.
You'll probably think, honestly, you'll like everyone thought, like, what the hell is this? Like, what? I don't get it. What's happening? What's the point of this? But like, you might actually enjoy it.
I know, because what's her? Wow, I'm so like not. Who's Wanda? Wanda, what's her name? What's her character's name? It's
like the actor.
No, the superhero name. It's not Wanda. What's her? Fuck.
Max. Oh my god. We're losing it.
I don't know what her name. I know
or something. Yeah.
No, not the character, not the actress's name. The superhero name.
Yeah.
Her name is her superhero is not Wanda. It's what is it? It's Max something.
Her last name. I can't. Honestly, we're having a brain fart. What about her?
Anyway, because she's supposed to be like really powerful, like super powerful.
Like the most powerful mutant
I'm presuming.
Ever.
Anyway, so I have an idea where it's going. Like I have an idea where it's going because there's comic books that deal with her thing. So I have I'm one of those people. Like I don't know. I know I have a lot of, like yourself. I have a lot of friends that know MCU, so they talk about to me. So I think I know where it's gonna go, but we'll see. So I'm interested to see where it goes.
Yeah, I think it's going in the direction that you probably are assuming or thinking. That's probably where they're going with it. It's it's just getting bigger and bigger. That universe. Anyway, what else did I do? So a few weeks ago, I released a McFarlane Toys Space Marine action figure unboxing video on the YouTube channel. You can watch it on my YouTube channel right now. But I decided to rip them apart and start making a Space Wolf out of them because right now he's just your generic Space Marine. It's the artist proof version, so he's all gray, ready to paint, ready to do whatever you want with him. And there's a guy on Instagram named oh my god, Frogland Studios. Check him out at Frogland Studios. He makes amazing custom Space Marines, and he's a big inspiration for me on this. And dude, and like I've been working a little bit on him. Here he is right here. I gave him the Seth Rollins head, and I worked a little bit on his beard and gave him some fangs, make bushy like eyebrows. Maybe they're too bushy, but worked on him a little bit. I magnetized their head so you can swap out the helmet.
I won't lie to you. That was the one thing I remember I was going to complain to you about, and I'm like, okay, good, because I was like, no, man, you have to have the Space Marine helmet option at least. Like,
the option was, the option to swap was a late thing. What I was going to do is, like on some of the Primaris models, they have the helmet on the side. Like the captains have the helmet on the side that you can, so that's what I was going to do. And then I'm like, why don't I just magnetize it? There has to be a way. So I ended up just doing that. And I like that idea a lot more. And, I have his
you can even magnetize
here.
It
says Fenris. Made it say Fenris, both sides. And, worked on his...
nice work on that.
Dude, and I took some pieces from the Invulnerable Dreadnought. Spare pieces like the axe.
Nice, the bigger
and now he's just gonna have this like as a mini axe strapped to like his shoulder or something. so that he can, or like his, like on the side of his belt, so he can just use it as like a throwing axe or something, because it's smaller. So I don't know if it's gonna work,
Have it just,
but I
if
think it
nothing
will.
else, honestly, I think if nothing else, make it hang off his belt.
Yeah,
Like
I think
like
that's
stack,
what
because it's small, right?
yeah.
Yeah, because even that way it'll be more like a decoration piece. Wow, I love how I'm like showing you guys off camera what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm not used to I'm not good with this. But yeah, like do that way, because then you'll just make it hanging there, and it'll be like, it'll be cool, but
Yeah.
it won't take away from anything up front. Maybe that's an idea.
Then
Yeah, I
there's
saw
this
that too.
hand. You saw that? So I took the murder fang claw and attached it to the hand. I'm like, that looks pretty ballin', man. I love that idea. So he's gonna have claws on his wrist. I mean, whatever. Just trying to make him space wolfy. And so I worked a little bit on that, and then and I'm posting like my my whips on Instagram at Claudio_Paola. Check them out there. And then what else have I been doing? Oh, you know what? I'll continue on the model train. Yesterday, you know what? I'll bring this guy up after, since we're going to be talking about it soon. But and then I bought Hero Quest, the card game. Came out.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, like 3 weeks ago at this point. When you watch it, it'll probably be like 5 weeks ago. But it's a card game based off the new Hero Quest by Hasbro. That's coming out soon. This game went very much under the radar. No one really knew about it, and I saw a post on Facebook and where to buy it, and you can. It's only available in the UK, or at least it was. It's sold out everywhere now. You can't get it.
Wow.
I ended up buying it, and I shot a couple videos. Again, you can watch on how to play a how to play video, and then an advanced rules and cards explained video, which you can also watch on the YouTube channel. But I played the game, and at first it was very, very broken. By broken, I mean like first off, it's hella hard, super difficult to win. Like your chances to win are 25% every game, which is great because like Hero Quest, the board game,
keeps you coming back.
It keeps you coming back. Hero Quest, the board game, is easy, right? To win.
Yeah, we talked about that. Once you figure out the pattern, it's just step A, 1, 2, 3, every room. Sweep and clear. That's what I call it for you.
Clear.
Like,
that's how you play Hero Quest, the board game. But not you can't sweep and clear in this game. So, like I said, it's super hard. And I've been watching I've been playing a lot of that game because you can play solo play. Like it says, it's 2 to 4 players, but you can play by yourself. It's co-op. There's no dungeon master or Zargon, so it's all randomly generated cards. I ended up writing a bunch of notes actually the other day on house rules. I made a house rule note of rules that I'm making up and rules I'm finding online that people have been sharing, and I'm gonna make a video about it, probably go up sometime next week, but it'll be like a house rule, just to make the game. There's some rules that make the game easier, some rules that make the game more interesting. Like for example, in the original Hero Quest, the characters had individual like benefits, like they're better at certain things than each other, whereas in the card game there's no difference between the barbarian and the dwarf and the elf and the wizard. You got your 2 healers and your 2 brawlers. And one of my house rules is I gave the barbarian his special rule, the dwarf his special, his elf his special, and the wizard, just to like give it some extra flavor, give it that more Hero Quest feel. And so I also made rules to make the game a little bit more difficult. If you want to go even more difficult, there's like a three rules for that as well. So anyway, stay tuned for that video. But cool. That's what I did before the drop. It's been like a busy but not busy 2 weeks. I guess it's been busy, a couple videos, but yeah. Anyway, that was what we did before the drop, I guess.
What about that the conversion you were gonna talk about?
We're gonna talk about it when we get
later?
to the the
kill team box.
Yeah, the kill team box. Yeah. That's why. Yeah, we'll get to that. You know what? How about that? You know what? That's before the drop. Let's get to our main topics, right? Should we get to it? All right, guys.
Yeah, let's go.
On to the main topics of the drop. We want to discuss the new kill team the new Kill Team box and the sneak peeks that came out on the Warhammer Community page. Last week?
I think there's a lot of things that were.
Yes,
I think it was last. No, was it? Was it last week? Yeah, it was last week.
I think it was last week.
This, yeah.
So the new Kill Team box, Kill Team is a standalone game. Two factions duking it out against each other with minimal models.
It's a skirmish.
Yeah, Lorand, you can explain a little bit of Kill Team.
Sorry,
you've actually played it. I haven't.
No, a little. Basically, before this new world we're in, usually every week, once a week, I had a small group of people that we got together and played because the game is so easy, right? You could literally take one of those small foam cases, put 10 models in it, 5 models in it. 10 is even a huge amount, and that's it. And you could go to work. So that's why I played it a lot. Anyway, so it's a nice little intro game, and they dropped basically a new box where they released what the models are going to have. The Kill Team, this is kind of weird because I don't think this box actually has the normal rules in it, which I noticed that. I actually was reading up on it. Did you notice that?
No, I didn't. I haven't played the original Kill Team, so I don't.
Okay, so the original. So there's basically there's a bunch of books for it, aside from the main core rule books, and of course they're fragmenting the rules. So for example, if you want the rules for this drop, the heavy intercessors are going to be in this Kill Team, which is crazy, and some of the Necron ones are also, the Necron units is going to be in there, probably the flayed ones, because the flayed ones are presented in the box. So it's a good game. I mean, I can tell you about the game. It's basically just think of it's 40K, but instead of squads, you get individual models, and it's more skirmishy. So if you guys are familiar with games like, actually, the old Skirmish. Kill Team is actually the same thing. There's actually an old Warhammer. I think in Warhammer 4th edition, the back of the book, there's a skirmish Kill Team rule set.
Yeah, it's literally called Skirmish.
The skirmish? Okay,
yeah.
So.
Yeah, I remember that. So in this Kill Team box there, it comes with 5 heavy intercessors, Space Marine Primaris heavy intercessors, and a
kind of crazy
Primaris captain in Gravis armor with a heavy bolt with a bolt rifle, and then it also has 5 Necron flayed ones and a Chronomancer. And I have a now large Necron force. We bought the Indomitus boxes. We bought 2 each, so he gave me all his Necrons, and I kept my Necrons. So I have tons of Necrons, and now it sounds like we're going to be buying a few of these boxes, and I'm going to give him the heavy intercessors, and he's going to give me the flayed ones, because I've wanted flayed ones ever since, I don't know, 2008, when Necron, or 9, 10, whenever Necrons came out. Necrons is actually the first army of 40K I ever collected, because I was in the GW at the Eaton Center, and I was like, yo, Rocco, or whatever, what was that guy's name? Rico. Sorry, I love Rico. Sorry, man, I messed up your name, Rico. I'm like, I need a 40K army. I need to paint it in like 3 days so I could come in on Thursday and play.
Necrons, then.
And he's like, Necrons. So I bought a ton of Necrons and I painted it. 3 days later, I show up on Thursday, 40K day. Bam, I had a full force of Necrons. And Necrons look like Terminators from the Terminator movie. That's why I got it. Literally, that is the only one of the only reasons why I got it, and still love them, because they look like T-800s marching around and killing face. And flayed ones are those guys with massive claws on their hands. They're like melee strikers. Oh, they look so cool. You'll see some photos. Right.
Well, also don't forget the reason they're called flay ones, because they skin.
They skin their enemies, and then they wear their skin on them, and it's awesome. It looks cool. I mean, it's very morbid, but it's cool. Very, very, very morbid, very 40K. I love it. So I can't wait for those, because they are absolutely. They're just so good. They are so good.
So the thing I think we're talking about it, which is weird, is that, again, these boxes are interesting, because, like, how the hell is that balanced? Like, think about it. Like a flayed one, we talked about the stats, right? Mm-hmm. The difference between a flayed one and a heavy intercessor is insane. Like, huge. 40K wise, it's insane. And usually the stats are very similar in the 40K game. So I don't know what the stats are going to be, but are they going to make them toughness 5 with 3 wounds?
Yeah, the Space Marines. Yeah, I hope not.
which is insane. And then what, the flayed one is going to be this one wounded guy that has to get in close combat against like straight 5 bolters. I don't know.
But
remember, the balance in the boxes makes, I don't know what's going to be. I don't know how it's
because
going to work.
we don't know what the rules are for this kill team box, but flayed ones can be held in reserve. They can deep strike. So I don't know if you can deep strike and kill team.
Yes, you can, and they probably 100% will have that rule. The problem is that. Sorry, there's a lot. I don't know. You know nothing about the game, right?
No.
Okay, no. So give you one little background. So Primaris Marines got dropped into the game with 2 wounds and their rapid fire bolter. Usually the rules are very similar that they have in 40K. They'll bring most of it over to the kill team. Similar, nothing else. I'm telling you, Primaris Marines with an extra wound were so insane.
Extra toughness too. These ones.
Well, no. Well, these ones. That's the thing. This is going to be 3 wounds with toughness 5, and their bolter is insane. Like the bolter they get. I don't even know what the strength 5 bolter is so good. Like just a regular bolt rifle is really good in the regular. So I'm interested. The thing again is one of those things where it's one of those things where I don't understand the mindset behind it. Like, if me and you just got that box and opened it, like
you would destroy.
I guess we'll see.
Like let's
unless the other character's insane.
In comparison. 5 heavy intercessors equal, just hear me out, 140
points.
Well, in regards to models, about 15 flayed ones. Like the heavy intercessors will destroy anything that they look at and point their guns at. Flayed ones are very easy to destroy. Well, now, flayed ones do have its benefits, right? Necrons, they get, you could select their chapter. I can't remember what the term is, but like if you make them Novak, right? They get +1 shredding on the charge. Like they do have their benefits, +1 charge to their charge. I don't know how charging works. So there's ways that you could make the Novak flayed ones way better, which is something that we didn't actually talk about because I overlooked. I didn't think about that. But you can give them benefits, and then the Chronomancer that comes with the flayed ones can give them a 5+ invul.
That's the one thing about Kill Team. Characters are not usually in the game.
Okay. Oh,
so that's the other interesting thing is they're putting these things in the game, which unless they're changing the game set where a normal game will have, because characters are just a special version you have to play. We have to actually say like, okay, Claudio, you're going to play Kill Team. Oh, can we use the commander book? And then that'll open up the idea where, now you can actually take commander selections and put them in the game.
Well, you know what? If there are no heroes or commanders or HQ allowed in this Kill Team box, then I don't know what the hell is happening.
For me, like I said, to me, the interesting thing is just purely on a model. Like, let's just look at 40K, like 40K point set. I know 100% those five intercessors with no upgrades, just regular bolters are 140 points. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know, do you know the point cost of a flayed one?
I don't, but I think they're 13 or 14.
Yeah, so you're looking at what you said, right? You're looking at minimum a 2-to-1
90
odds, right?
points. Yeah. And for a unit that doesn't have a gun, right?
Yes.
That has no projectile.
You know what though? I just realized. You know what? We'll get back to when it comes out.
They're super slow too, by the way. They're 5-inch movement, which is really dumb. But
the 5 guy, they are. Well, the thing I just realized though is that the board set they come with there's the underground board sets. Yeah. So I was telling you that board they come with is actually more like it actually looks like a facility, which means it's not like a normal board that you play in 40K. You'll actually have like tunnels you have to walk through, so maybe less line of sight.
That's true. Yep.
Well,
I mean, in close combat, a flayed one should easily flay a heavy intercessor.
No, man, I don't think so.
I don't know.
Think about it. Well, what's you're hitting on 3s, right?
Yeah, hitting on 3s, wounding
AP
on
1. It's only AP 1.
Yeah,
5s.
Hit wounding on 5s, but on the turn they charge, if you give them Novak, it's AP 2 because they're AP minus an additional AP minus 1 on the charge. If they get that, if you can use those rules.
Well, I don't. Yeah, there are things, but usually they're the chapter options are a lot weaker. Like for example, the Imperial Fist one in Kill Team, all it does is ignore cover. It just lowers your armor and certain rules that just negate cover. It doesn't actually give them the exploding 6s. Everything is like down a little bit. So you know what we'll do? I guess I was going to say, as much speculation, when the box comes out, we can look at it and come back and be like, yeah, this is what the fuck are doing. Because I'm pretty sure they're gonna rely on selling this box. People like you and me were, I want heavy intercessors, and you're like, I want flayed ones, so I guess we have to buy this box.
Dude, I'm either getting a unit of 20 flayed ones deep striking or 2 units of 10. That's the goal. So I need a few of these boxes.
You're making your
my army's going to be Novak
up close.
And like there's no point in taking flayed ones unless you make them Novak. So they're pointless otherwise.
Really good.
What's that?
You really think so? You think they're really pointless otherwise?
Dude, that you can deep strike them and then they have a charge range of 8. 8 out of deep strike is pretty damn good. So and the Chronomancer can let them re-roll. Is it re-roll their charge or something? I'm pretty sure the Chronomancer.
Again, we don't know. Again, don't forget the rules
on the table. I'm talking about now on the tabletop.
The tabletop. Yeah. Then you're right.
Yeah. Then they're really good on the tabletop. Flayed ones are insane. Well, that's why I don't know.
That's why I'm actually interested.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it looks like your signal's getting weak.
Your internet connection is unstable. I told myself last time I would plug myself hardwired, but I didn't, obviously. Hopefully
we'll just edit that out.
Yeah. All right. So enough about Kill Team. Let's continue down the that same Warhammer community post. You want to talk about? Oh, you know what? Hold on. I want to talk about the Gravis Captain. I want to talk about the Gravis Captain.
Yes. Yeah,
the back to the Kill Team box. So you get a Gravis Captain with a heavy bolter in that box.
Bolt rifle.
You get a bolt rifle, heavy Gravis Captain. Bolter. Yeah. So I was telling Lorand that he's way better. He's way better than the Gravis Captain that came out in the Dark Imperium, where he has the power sword and the power fist. But now that I'm thinking about it, depends, I guess, which faction you're on, or which chapter, Space Marine chapter you have. I guess for your Imperial Fist, you'd probably want to go with this guy, the one that comes out in the Kill Team box, whereas I'd want to go with the Dark Imperium one.
Because you want the Power Fist.
And I want the Power Fist because I'm a Space Wolf player and they love Power Fists. So what I did was, because Dark Imperium is like 3 years old now, and you can't get this Gravis Captain anywhere. Lorand and I were talking
insane.
About. Yeah, I don't know why. He's a beautiful model. I love that model. Just holding like his torso like fully out. Like he looks sick. I love that model. But we were talking about converting one, and I'm like, maybe I'll just use an aggressor. I have spare aggressors. Maybe I'll just make one. So last night, while watching this Las Vegas Open, I decided to mod and kit bash the same thing. A Space Wolf Gravis Captain
sword?
From instead of the sword, here he is. I'll put a photo up right on that side, I guess. And he looks pretty beefy.
He looks really good, man.
I gave him the axe. It's an aggressor. Lots of Space Wolf bits, Space Wolf shoulder pads, the Space Wolf axe. It's actually a thunder hammer from a Terminator, Space Wolf Terminator. I just cut the blade off another weapon, for a Terminator weapon, put it on this one. Looks sick. And then I did the base as well. I love cool. Basin, man. But yeah, he turned out awesome. And I still got to do a little bit of green stuff work around the top of them, and maybe I'm gonna actually more pelts. I'm gonna make some wolf pelts, and then I'm gonna actually fix up his belly torso area. There's a bunch of pieces and bits that came in the Grey Hunter box, it's basically like a belly plate. It's like a belly plated armor with knives. I'm gonna actually just I'm gonna put that there because I saw a mod, or I looked online and someone did it. I'm like, that looks sick. That looks so sick.
Bring it together.
I'm gonna do that as well. And after this podcast, so I'll probably be doing that because it's fresh in my head. But yeah, he turned out really good. And you know what? This guy saved me $80 because I was this close to buying one on eBay, and they're going between $60 and $80. And I'm like, there's no way. There has to be another way. So
no,
and you were so against it, and I'm like, I'm a sucker. I buy everything.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, like, that's the thing. It's hard for me to say, like, I was against it, but it's also the same time, like, I have, because the thing is, when I saw what was happening, I made sure to buy two sets of those dark, where they call it, the Dark Imperium.
Dark
Imperium. Yeah. Dark Imperium box because again the deal was so ridiculous. Like people were selling it for like $80 the other half, which just the Marine set alone was that much boss. And they have actually unique poses that you don't get anywhere else. Anyway, so easy for me to say. And I don't know why that model is sorry GW, but again another model where it's in the codex. It's been in the codex for 3 years since 8th edition dropped, so 4 years now almost.
Yeah.
Still no release. Like I don't know what the hell they're doing.
I just don't get it. Especially like here I am willing to drop $45 on that model. Thank God I didn't, but I was willing to drop $60 on that model. Just release it as $45 like a normal character. Like just do it. I don't know what they have enough models out on the market, but you're right. If it's in the codex, it should be available for purchase at any time.
Yeah, it's very weird. Anyway. That's another
that's another topic.
That's another topic.
GW's,
but yeah, like GW's
model.
Weird releases and friggin' I call it like tickle teases, where it's like, oh look how cool this is. You'll see it in 4 years. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's cool. So that's a cool thing. I actually am happy because when you'll have the picture in this when you actually put it up. But yeah, the one you showed to me it looks fucking sick. It looks good.
Yeah, and I'm super happy the way it came out, man. I couldn't have asked for a better turnout. I use the Avatars of Warhead. Sick site. This is actually the same head I used on my Justiciar. So it's pretty cool. It fit really well. I actually had to do a little bit of modding on the top part above his head.
Mm-hmm.
You know how you cut yours off a little bit? I remember you cutting off on the Gravis.
Oh yeah, the weird cup thing.
Shell. I ended up having to cut off that part that comes out a little bit. I cut that part completely off and kind of gave it like a nice little groove style, just so I could fit that head in properly, and it turned out excellent. So anyway, I'm super happy with that. And I can't wait to actually use them. Who knows if he's any good, but you know what? I watched videos, Space Wolf Battle Reports using this guy. He cleaned up face and
Power Fist, right? We talked about it, right? Of all the things. The only reason the big reason you want to take that model specifically is he's the only one that has the Power Fist right now.
Yeah.
I think there's the captain that has them, but it's like a weird model that you have to convert because they had I think it was one of the special limited edition releases where it's a Primaris captain, the Power Fist, and Plasma Pistol. That's like an option in the book. It's so weird. You can't modify it. But that model's that model's hard to get. So
it's so weird that like the whole idea of like modifying and just like upgrading your characters it's slowly dying.
I know a lot of people. That's one of the biggest turnoffs of. Like, and again, these are not. I don't think these are the people that GW is targeting anymore as much, right? Because whatever, we can get into what the actual like. I think the gaming part is a little more important to them now, like the tournament scene.
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly what it is. It's all tournament scene, right? Like everything is standard. You take this model, no converting. Take that model, no converting. It's more gamey.
Yeah.
Right.
Because now, basically now, if it's. I don't know if you probably haven't played, but it's kind of the other games that they have, like skirmishy games out there where it's like you buy this guy, he comes like this.
Yeah.
This is his stat card. There is no options. There is no modifications, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people that are literally turned off by that, right? Like I know we have some friends that are like more modelers and like they're more into the game, more the modeling part of the game, and the fact that you can't modify your units and your characters as much as you used to. Because they don't have the models for it, so there's no option for it. Some people are just like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go play Horus Heresy or play another game," which is totally understandable. But it's weird. It's weird, but I get why they're doing it. But it's still weird. It's I guess creatively, it's sad.
Yeah, I mean, like, the creative part just comes in the modding and like customizing your own guy, like I just did here. That was fun. Like that was super creative. It was great. But again, you can't buy this figure in stores. Sucks, but whatever. You kind of have to do what you can. But let's talk about that's the thing. Let's talk about the Sisters model, man. The Sisters Paragon Warsuit. The new the weird looking dreadnought thingy.
I have no idea. Like
we're gonna put a picture up.
Let
us know what you guys think of this. Lorand, what do you think first?
So I like it. I like the idea of it. I don't like what I see. It reminds me too much of the stupid that Grey Knight model, the baby carrier. I don't get it. Like I don't understand why these war suits they look almost too fantasy. You know what it reminded me of actually, and this is what kind of like made me go what was if the bone army. I forgot the army was
Bone
called.
Giant.
Wow, I love how we're GW cast and I can't remember half the names. It's one of the Age of Sigmar undead armies. It's basically like all bone warriors, like these elite bone warrior armies. And they have these bigger, medium-looking monster dudes with 4 arms, like they have 4 arms with swords, and that's what this thing reminds me of. And I realized, Funny Bone got just hit. So I don't know. I like the idea of it. I think the idea is really cool. I like, like I want, like I'm a big fan of Gundams and weird sort of man-sized robots, right? Like I always said, there's a reason why I like Space Marines and Dreadnoughts. So I don't know. We'll see. They look really rule-wise. They look wicked. They come with heavy bolter option or a multi-melt option. Multi-melters are insane right now. I think also heavy flamer. I think where I saw the reviews of it.
And it has a massive power sword.
and it comes with power sword or a power mace or something.
Yeah,
so
power maul or something. Yeah.
It looks interesting. I want to see. And the big thing, I'll be honest with you, of how I feel about it. I'm on the fence of it yet. I like it. It's kind of stupid, but I like it. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I would probably get a unit of them for my sister army just because they look. I feel like they're just gonna look cool and interesting because I love the pan engines.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But we'll see. Honestly, we'll see the rules. The big thing I'm excited about is that I have that kind of sort of puts the flare up into the air and go, oh, maybe there's a Sisters Codex coming soon, which I'm excited about because they're actually that army. Anyways, we'll talk about that later. But that army also is like one of those armies where I'm like, I really want to know what they do for 8th, right? For 9th edition, how they're going to change it. Because so far, which we'll get to later, so far the new codex has been very interesting. Especially the ones that are not Space Marine codexes. They stand out. They've been doing some wild stuff. We'll get to that later. But yeah, so I don't know. I feel like, do you like the model? Like, I don't know. What do you feel about it?
I mean, to be honest, I'm a big fan of walkers.
Yeah.
And I know this. I know you hate this. I know you hate this. You hate when there's a person inside a war suit. Like I love the Invictor tactical war suit. I know you hate it. I love it because it reminds me of like the thing from Aliens that Ripley sits in. Like it's cool. I love like just walkers, people controlling walkers. Like why the hell not? And it does look a little weird and goofy, especially with it in the picture that GW released. She doesn't have a helmet. It's just her face, her head sticking out without a helmet, which is really weird. You should just give her a helmet. I don't know why she would not have a helmet. She's completely armored up otherwise.
Headshots, baby.
It's why, it's
remember,
true. Yeah.
Remember Barrow's Burns?
Yeah.
Barrow Burns. Remember how your wolves sucked because they kept running around with no helmets. So they just kept doing headshots on them and they died because wolves are stupid.
Oh.
And headshot right there. Oh, headshot.
Yeah. Hear that howl? Yeah. Shoot in that direction. Yeah.
Shooting in that direction.
No, man, I like it. It kind of reminds me of like an Eldar, like Wraith Lord or something. But it looks cool. I'm sure it's gonna own face.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we'll see. I don't know. That's the thing. I feel like I said, when we get to, for example, when we talk about Death Watch. Death Guard, like what they did. It'll depend on how they change the army. Because I feel like I think I told you originally when I played the current codex, there's a lot of layers to that rule. It's actually a pretty complicated book. So I'm actually excited to see how they kind of make it not better, but like how they're gonna move forward with it and how they streamline it, how they make it, what they're gonna do with it. Because I'm excited about that. Like these new codexes have been so good. And the game is so different. I'm excited to see what that role of that unit's going to be. So,
yeah, you know what? Like, I think the sisters can use a war suit like this. I don't think they have like a war
one.
Suit. Do they?
They do. They have those the engines, the parent engines.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And they're really good. Like they're stupid good. Like I have won games with just them. Like again, games. I don't have the army. When I played it on TTS. So
well, you had our sisters army.
Pardon?
Didn't you have a sister's army like years and years ago? Or parts?
back when I was working at GW,
Yeah.
when I had an army then, but I don't know what happened to it. I think I lent it to someone. I think I gave it to someone to strip it because I painted it really quick. I wanted to redo it, and then I don't know what happened. Because I think I had some of it with me. I think I just gave him the stuff that was painted, so it was only 1,000 points. And then I had a bunch of stuff that I just kept losing slowly. Like, because I think one of my buddies found a bag of Sister Repentia, like the old Sister Repentia. So I might get that off them as like classic models.
Yeah.
So I think I have like 10 Repentia and like
those models are sick.
Well, the new one's even cooler. So yeah, so I don't know. We'll see that. That's an interesting one. But yeah, I'm interested. I think I said, that one I'm just more interested to look at just to see rule wise what they do with that army, and the fact that model came out kind of got me jazzed because what direction is this going to go, right? Like, that's interesting. So we'll see.
Sick, man. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm never gonna collect sisters. I thought I was going to, but too much on my plate right now. I still finish my Necrons, but you've always liked sisters, so maybe you'll get them. But dude, let's move on to the last thing in the community post, the vampires. Let's talk briefly about these guys.
Because me and you do not agree on this, do we?
Yeah, we're complete opposite on this side. I'll start.
So I love these models. Go ahead, you start.
So
you start.
Again, you'll see these models. I'll just show a little bit of each one, but they do look beautiful. Like the paint job's awesome. I'm just not a fan of their poses. I find them too static and not menacing enough. All of them. I'm looking at them right now. Only the guy with the vampire with the wings, and is probably my favorite because like he has movement to him. Even, you know what, the guy in the red armor, the vampire in the red armor, he looks sick because like, you know, he's looking at his hand. He looks menacing. His foot's on a statue head or something. Like there's some kind of movement there, and just flow, and like, whereas the other models, the lady vampire and the guy standing there with the massive mace, they look awesome. Like the sculpt's beautiful. Yeah. But the fact that like GW has been releasing some crazy ass models, sculpted models, I think they could have gone way further with just the overall sculpt, especially her, in my opinion. I mean, like I mentioned to you the other day, like this, we're looking at a 2D image, not 3D. Maybe it'll look different when you rotate it. It'll look a little different, probably a lot different. My opinion might change, but as I see it, she's too static in her pose, and the guy with the big mace too static, just standing there. But the other two are good. The guy with the wings, by far my favorite, because he's more of a modern GW model, I think. Just like they're pieces, they're display pieces. Whereas I don't think she's really a display piece, nor is the guy with the hammer.
The mace pole guy, the pole arm dude, right?
Pole arm mace guy, yeah. I don't think they're as, quality display pieces, and that's all GW has been releasing lately. Is like every model, whether it be like your average Joe in a unit, they look beautiful for whatever reason. These guys, they do look beautiful, but I think they could have gone a little bit further. What about you?
More, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like I don't know if you saw, because these models are not AOS models; they're Underworld models.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, we talked about that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're probably more looking at like the Skaven one where the guy's like jumping off and like leaping forward, Snitch or Snick.
Yeah, like even Dark Eldar and the Dark Elves. They're not called Dark Elves, but whatever they are in Age of Sigmar. There's just so much momentum in those pictures, in those models. You know what? Good example, like for momentum wise and like posing. Harlequins. They have the characters, like there's so much movement because they're literally dancing. Well, I mean, they're clowns. They are dancing and doing weird, funky things that you're never going to see a vampire dance, but there is a movement in those sculpts. Not so much movement here. Yes, they're dead vampires. I get it. They're probably not going to do much besides look at leer you and then kill you, but whatever. Yeah. Lorand's the opposite.
So I guess I think these models are some of the best. no, some of they are the best vampire releases they have done.
Yeah.
They don't look goofy.
I agree with
like
that.
if you look,
I agree
right, like
that
they're
they are the
amazing.
best.
And well, there, yeah. I mean, I don't. There's not really a lot you can compare them to really at the same time. But also the same time too, both of them like I actually like the static poses. We talked about this too, where I like the fact that she's just kind of sitting there rested. Like I like when not everyone's leaping all the time. That's the whole. That's a personal preference.
Yeah.
So I'm buying this at 100%. They're probably going to be they're probably going to release rules for them to use it in undead. So and I have an undead army. So for AOS, so I'll probably use them either as the unit or their characters because that solves so many of my problems. In because that's the thing right now. I've been converting, and I think I've shown you a couple of my examples of models I want to do to be used as vampires. Because the problem with the vampires is kind of weird how the undead army is very old, and they still have they still use vampire characters from like 2005, like the like from basically from like not AOS, but the old Warhammer game. So
yeah, the
very
good
old
Warhammer
models. Well, the classic
Warhammer
and
Fantasy
because also,
Battles.
well, it's funny too because you say that. Yeah, it's interesting that we talked about dynamic, and that's the big thing about these skirmish style games that you can make more dynamic models, right? Because you don't have to rank them up. That was one of the big sort of setbacks for that game. Is everybody has to be rank and file. So yeah, anyway, that's my opinion. Like I'm totally opposite, I guess.
You know what's going to happen? You're going to get these, and I'm going to be like, Lorand, those look awesome. And I'm going to buy a box, but I'm probably not going to use them, but I might okay. So lately I've been enjoying more the hobby side of the painting and the sculpting and whatnot. I've been enjoying that more. So I might just buy them just to, if they come in a box together, awesome.
Do.
Oh,
it's
okay,
going to be,
awesome.
it's going to be basically 35. I think the way it was $35. And I haven't bought Underworld box in like 2 seasons, so I'm kind of behind. But I think it's still like, we'll say 40 because GW, so they'll bump it up. Probably on GW,
45.
so it's probably 40, 45.
55. It'll be 55. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, maybe. I hope not, because that's a little too much because the other ones were cheap. Anyway, but it's going to be all 4 of them in a box with cards that I guess you won't need now. But yeah, they'll be all there.
Yeah,
so it'll be easy. And I think, like I said, I love the models. I'm actually the opposite the way Claudio said it. So my favorite is the girl with the 2 swords, then the guy holding the mace who's kind of just leaning on it, which I think is awesome.
He has Sauron's mace, eh?
Yeah.
Which is sick.
Yeah, it's just he's holding it 2-handed because it's so big. Yeah. And then the red vampire guy, and actually the one I like the least is the guy with the wings. But the wing guy is really interesting because vampires can be given wings, which are insane, which I think are good in the AOS game, and they don't have models for it. At least I don't. No, they do have one model, which is the one that's like transforming into it, I think. Anyway, so this one's really good for that too. I'm more excited about the models than using them. So, but yeah, so that's my thought on that.
Yeah. What my favorite models are his least favorite models, which is great. That's what you that's what you want. That's what you want, right? So that is it for the sneak peeks and the Kill Team box. Topic number 2, Lorand, we're running out of time, so we might have to cut our last topic short. But topic number 2, we do want to talk about Death Guard real quick. I know you have a lot to say about it. I have a lot to say just because of the battle reports I've seen. But Death Guard, Mortarion, the Primarch Mortarion, he is a god. He's dumb. He's broken. Lorand, take it away.
Well, I mean, we don't have to get through all this stuff. I mean, Death Guard is one of the big thing that's sort of come out even from the videos you sent me. And even just when I read the rules is, I am not looking forward to my friend finally, like Mike finishing that model. Like it's,
you know,
the thing is I kept telling him, use it. I want you to use it because he's a beautiful model, but man, I have no idea what I'm going to do against it. Cause it just looks like, because Imperial Fists are mostly just bolter fire, right? So I like to overwhelm people with small arms fire. Works, doesn't work. That's what I like doing. And Morty just shrugs it all off. Like,
you know what, dude? So during the Vegas Open last night, someone, the Tabletop Titans, someone asked them, "What do you do against Mortarion?" because like first off, someone said Ragnar Blackmane versus Morty, who wins? And they're like, Morty wins, no problem.
Morty, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, Brian was like, you need even 7 Ragnars would get destroyed by Ragnar because of that shrug, right? That he reduces 1 damage. Anyway, so what they suggested was play around him, play the field, you know, get the objectives. Yeah, go for points. Don't like almost ignore him, but try to protect yourself, but ignore him because you're not taking him down. So whenever Mike plays them or uses them, great. Try what you can do, but like to face Mortarion one-on-one is
I'll be honest, I don't even know, because the thing is, the thing about the new 40K 2 is such a claustrophobic game now with the smaller board sizes.
Yeah.
Right, so I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, the game, other than Morty, I like what I hear about the codex. I like the fact that they went with that whole the whole sort of like slow grind, very tough, and it slowly grinds the army down. I love that idea. I love that idea of like the army just grinds you out, right? Like that's the whole idea of the army, just grinds you out.
You know what? The one rule that Death Guard have now is that like they turn off your opponent's aura abilities.
Yeah, it's one of the toxic.
And that's
one of the
so
contagions.
weird, man. That now it's like you turn off my aura abilities, then what's that?
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's how they fight. That's their abilities now. It looks
but
like
it's just something so new. It's a new mechanic to the game that like it's going to be hard to work around.
Well, don't forget though, that's the biggest problem, which I think a lot of people are complaining about, right? The big problem with 40K in the 8th, at least it was, right? Was that everyone every ability just gave you stuff.
Yeah.
Right? There was no counterplay. It was just making things better. Oh, how do you make this? Well, you give them 4 different buffs that make them better, right? It wasn't about. So this one's interesting, and so we go back into the mechanics of the new Death Guard, right? Is this contagion of just this bubble of basically pestilence, just perfect. Like it's so perfect. Where the idea thematic of the army is. It's just rotting the battlefield, and it just gets more and more worse. So you try to get rid of it. You know that one of the big things they did was they got rid of the feel no pain now, right? Feel no pain's gone.
Yeah, but they reduced damage by 1.
But they reduced damage by 1, which is
that's way better in my opinion.
You think it's? I don't know,
dude. Look what happened to Dreadnoughts. People are complaining that Dreadnoughts got what's the ability? Like, how good is that? Now a whole army has it.
See, because here's my counter to that.
Power Fists do nothing against Death Guard. Remember, Power Fists do nothing against Death Guard.
Yes. Yep.
Right.
But the only thing is now is that.
And Thunderhammers aren't even
to kill them kill them in one shot. But here's the thing, though. Now, right, is they're not as resilient to damage 1 weapons.
No, they're not.
Right.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, right, and again, it's a little bit different because I have a weird, like the way I build my Imperial Fist is all dice, and the problem with that is for me, I love it because sure, that's amazing. You -1. What happens when I hit you with 36, assault bolter shots from my Inceptors? I'm totally okay with you just -1. I don't care about that. All my weapons are damage 1. I have AP 2, so I'm basically just shooting Marines now, right? Because I'm strength 5. We'll see. That's the thing I'm excited about is we'll see. I feel like I am happy in a weird way that it's going to be harder to kill their tough stuff. Like that's what I think that's where it's going to kick in. So for example, like you're right. I can't heavy bolter a unit of Death Guard down now. And I can't probably heavy bolter, and I won't be able to heavy bolter, just luck out and shoot their tanks. But anyway, the game, also the big thing too, is I'm forgetting, man, is the whole game is so different now, right? They don't get rerolls either. Right, everything is more. Sorry, and then back to your point originally, which I think is very interesting, how this army is not about making itself better with their buffs. It's about taking things away from the enemy, like you said, turning off rerolls, turning off, making them less strength, making them less toughness. Right, like things that they affect the enemy in a negative way. Debuffs, which is interesting because they didn't
keep in mind they still keep their buffs. They keep their buffs, and they just debuff your opponent.
I will see. I'm actually interested to see how effective that will be because I feel like it's one of those things again where I think in shooting you'll be fine. It's more like when you try to fight them. It's almost like, like it's almost more like, for example, like any sort of close combat army. Like, what the hell are you gonna do, right? Because you're right, close combat wise, you can't throw yourself in there. It'll be interesting. Yeah, like even especially for you, like things getting turned off. And don't forget too, they also have all these abilities where it's like, oh yeah, you strike glass, or you don't count as charging. Like you don't count as charging as Space Wolves. It's so brutal. Like it turns everything off, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Like it'll take a little bit of adjusting.
Yes. And which is good. Which is how it should be. I like the idea of going into playing Death Guard. Like I was sorry, back to the reason we're saying like I have a lot of things to say about it, because the friend who I bought, so Mike, if you're here listening, you'll know who you are. He has Marty, and so I've been playing against Death Guard for over 20 years. Like it's been my either Sons of Vagaski or Imperial Fist versus this damn Death Guard over and over again. So for me, when I play a normal Marine army, I'm like, yes, no feel, no pain, no toughness 5. Like it's so soft for me. It's like a hot knife through butter when I'm not fighting a Death Guard. So I'm excited to play this because it's gonna be a different style of play I have to think about, rather than, okay, I have to just keep throwing dice at these, feel no pain guys. Right now it's gone. So it'll be interesting. I'm also interested to see how my friend adjusts, because Mike, when he built his list, the last couple of lists, he didn't have Death Guard. He didn't like Death Guard, and now they're kind of forcing you to have Death Guard units in your army.
Yeah.
So, and overall thought, like I said, overall thoughts for myself. Like I have so many, like again, toughness 5, and like just weird fights where like I barely came out of winning. I lost mostly against Death Guard. Like Mike's a way better player than I am. And on top of that, he plays his army very well. And he's also, we're just two guys that we know each other very well. So a lot of history with it. So I'm interested to see finally this big sort of pivot of where the army's going, right? Where it's going to be, we'll see. It'll be interesting. That's all I'm going to think of. It's interesting because I have no idea what to expect.
Well, let's just hope, man. So, like, whenever you play Mike and he wants to use Morty, just ask him if he's using Morty. And like,
dude, every day I want to use Morty all the time. Like,
yeah,
those big models,
but like
you have to.
He's a Primarch, man. There's a reason why he's good. There's a reason why he's that good. Fine. Unless you could match his toughness and his abilities, like.
But the thing is, remember, I'm Imperial
Mike,
Fist.
please don't use Marty against me.
Last Stands.
What's that? Yeah,
I
really
love my famous last stands, right? Just getting rocked. Honestly, I know he won't. The thing is, look, most people know if it's going to be that broken, like, like we'll see what people do. Yeah. Mike specifically, I know he doesn't like special characters, to be honest. Like he's one of those guys that's like, that's right. No special characters, right? Nothing named, everything just bare minimum. You have to make it your own, which I totally support. And even that's when I bought him this. The whole reason we bought this was I was going to use the Dorn model he bought me to fight Morty. And I was probably going to just make up rules for him for 40K 9th edition. So I was probably going to use Bobby's rules, Gilliman, and just say, whatever. He's just going to use his rules and whatever.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
Marines, I guess, for now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, just for him, because that way it's thematically cool, right?
There's no Dorn special rules. That's why he's saying he's going to use Gilliman's rules. Because Gilliman...
Yeah, the only Primarch for the...
Gilliman's the only other Primarch that's in the game, right?
For the Loyalists. No, the Loyalists.
For Marines. Yeah,
because there is I think there's only 2 right now, and there's so many rumors been flying around for years, so I don't know if it's going to happen. Well, we talked about this too, where it's like, who knows the next Loyalist.
Yeah.
I think there should be a Loyalist Primarch released, but I don't know why they don't. Like, again, GW is in another world. Like, they are so in business world right now, so I don't think they're doing anything in the sense of like what would be fun. It's more like we could egg this longer, right? Because I'm pretty sure they'll bring out one Primarch every 5 years, right?
Yeah.
There's no reason.
Well, you know what? Like on GW's front, like there was they had a lot more slated for 2020, but because of Nurgle's plague,
everything got slowed down.
Everything got slowed down, so everything's being pushed behind.
So
they're behind schedule right now, unfortunately. But I mean,
but that being said, I'm super pumped. That's one of this book actually is funny. I have to submit against a rock. There will be actual plays, like you said, play around it, right? There'll be things that I could do to try to score points and play around the strength of that army while being horrified as my army slowly. Yeah, I don't even know, man. Like some of those videos, they talk about the combos and the things they do. I'm just like, I shoot bolters.
Dude, honestly,
that's my trick. I do a lot of bolters.
Watch more Tabletop Titans. They've been playing a lot of Death Guard, man, and they only had the one Morty game.
I watched 2 of them. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They only did one Morty game, right?
They only did one Morty game. They're gonna bring him back, but they even said like those are special games when you play against Morty. Like you have to cater to countering him, and if you can't, then it'll be hard for your opponent.
So I played in one of the Toronto tournaments I went to. I played one of my first games was against Morty, and that was probably the most like. I don't even know who the guy was. I don't remember him. He was very nice, but it was one of those games where we started playing, and I'm like, after the first turn, I think I shot every single thing in my army into him, and he just shrugged it. Like I think I gave him like 2 wounds, and I'm like, okay, this game's over. Like it was over. Like because Marty also runs fast.
Yeah.
In the old game too, he moves fast. He flies. Oh, and that was the thing too. This was the old edition where Terminators weren't that good, so I was using a squad of 10 Terminators. I shot all the Terminators at Morty, nothing. He dropped his Terminators, started telling me his Terminator rules, and I'm like, wow, this game is over. And yeah,
that's an
like
old
I think the game
codex.
lasted 2 turns. That's the old codex. Yeah, see, that's another one. Terminators, man, in Death Guard. Dude, 3 wound Terminators with -1 to fucking
damage?
hit. -1 to your damage and weapons. Yeah. Fuck.
Dirty, man. I don't know, man. Also, like I'd probably want to go an all Terminator army now that you mention it.
For Death Guard. Well, that's the interesting thing is already like so many interesting games going up.
Yeah.
I know we have it on the list, but we'll talk about next time maybe when the Codex is released. Dark Angels also very
comes out today.
I hate Dark Angels.
The day we're shooting, Pardon? Dark Angels comes out has been released.
Okay, so next we'll get some more information on it.
Yeah.
Because Dark Angels is one of those armies where and I hate them because I'm jealous of the fact that they have so many different ways to play it. I'm like, hey, do you want to do all bike army? You could do that. Oh, would you like to do an alternate army? Hey, we got rules for that. Everybody else, no. Only Dark Angel players.
They also have rules that turn off enemy auras. So this thing of turning off enemy auras.
Yeah, what's it called? Mind wipe or something?
Yeah. And it's this whole idea of turning off auras is like it's just gonna probably get worse and worse and worse. Who knows what's gonna happen with Tyranids? I wouldn't be surprised if they do some heavy stuff like that.
Do you think that the turning off auras is gonna be the new Feel No Pain? Everybody just got Feel No Pain back in the
you know what?
edition.
I don't know, man. We'll see. Yeah, we're gonna have to see, but like it hurts. It hurts my wolves without auras.
Everybody. Dude, it's almost like right now. If right now that ability is so again, I'm not an expert, but that right now for me is it targets Marines specifically, right?
Yeah,
because Marines right now. Yeah, I mean that being said, a lot of people are like I know a lot of people that play Marines are kind of moving away from the aura way. Yeah, I'm still using auras, but a lot of people now use chaplains or librarians now to give rerolls out or whatever abilities out.
But those auras are going to be turned off, right?
No, but that's the thing though. That's the thing. I don't know what they're going to count because the chaplain is not an aura, like the one where he targets one unit rather than the aura ability, right? I don't think those are auras, so I think he can still buff, but I think something even turns that off. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Like I can't 100% say because I'm not 100% sure about it.
Well, man, I do want to continue with our last topic, but we are running out of time. Should we push it to the next?
No,
let's push
whatever.
It to the next
like I said, that was more of a filler. We'll just keep that as another filler.
Yeah, it's a fun topic. We'll get back to it. That might be our topic number 1 on the next podcast because it's cool, and it was more of a thing that we just thought about talking about. But yeah, we'll look into it on the next drop cast. But we've been running over an hour. I think we're like an hour 15. So I think we should cut it here, man. What do you think? Cut it here?
Let's do it. No, let's go. Yeah, let's cut it.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in to the drop cast. I hope we didn't totally nerd your ears off. And thanks to everyone out there that has been watching us talk about this GW ride for an hour. It's been fun, man. Lorand, as always, where can the good people out there find you?
At Low Orbit Gaming. Basically, you can get me on Instagram or Twitter and also on Twitch. I'm streaming. Basically the stream is just me myself talking to myself, usually by myself, every Friday from 8 to 10. If you guys want me to play, I just finished Space Marines. Who the fuck knows what I'm gonna play next? And you want to hang out and just chill and watch me play and babble?
Play Dawn of War with me.
Play Dawn of War. You know what? I'm. You play a mission, see, because I already tried getting back into it. I couldn't.
Right, we'll try.
See if you get into it, because the game it's very like, it's a product of its time.
Okay.
Because the game is really good. I still stand by it, but I don't know if I can play it a third or fourth time. But check it out first, and we'll play.
All right.
Because there's co-op in it. You can play co-op in it.
Sick. I love co-op. Co-op with you is fun because you'll kill me in everything else that we do, except Street Fighter and fighting games.
Fighting games, nice.
All right. Well,
cool.
You can find that's Lorand. So hold on, at Low Orbit Gaming on Twitch and at Low Orbit Gaming on Instagram.
Instagram, yeah. Oh, sorry, Twitter. Not Twitter. Sorry,
Twitter.
Fuck. Twitter. Yeah, it's Twitter.
Twitter and Twitch.
Social media. I don't know anything about it.
And he's gonna start an Instagram account. Account.
Oh, you're putting me on the spot.
Yeah,
sure.
Like I'm forcing you. I'll do it. So you can share your love for the Imperial Fists there. So
I will do that.
You can find me on Instagram at Claudio_Paola. You can find me on Twitter at Claudio Paola Art. And you can find me here on YouTube where I release toy videos, video game videos, board game videos, whatever I want from whenever I release it. So thanks again to everyone that's watching. We really appreciate your support. If you do want to support the channel or this Dropcast further, you can, of course, share this with all your nerdy and non-nerdy friends. We would really, really appreciate it. So
non-nerdy specifically.
Super, super nerdy. I mean, if you've gotten this far, then first off, congratulations. Holy.
Yeah.
And it's a mission. All right. Anyways, guys, thanks again for watching. And as always, you can catch us on the next drop.